What's up, you guys? It's Simplicity back again with another Sims build. Um, I just wanted to apologize first and foremost for the audio in my last two videos. The audio is not going to be terrific until the summer, because over the summer I'm going to have an actual, quality microphone, because my boyfriend, he produces music, so he has good microphones. So I'm gonna borrow one of his, or just use one of his to record my videos from here on out, once we get around to summertime. So just bear with me until then. And also, I'm going to apologize now because for this video, because I'm in one of the music rooms right now, and for some reason I got stuck with the music room that has the weird vents that make noise. So if you hear a kind of I don't know if I want to call it buzzing or whooshing in the background, it's the vent, and I apologize. I'm literally I put chairs on top of the vent, and I'm sitting on the other side of the room to try to, on the floor, to try to drown out the sound, or to make it not as loud. So hopefully you guys can't hear it. But yeah, enough about that. Let's talk about the build. So this is hard. I'm just gonna say it. This was not an easy build. I decided to do this build because I was inspired by the new expansion pack, Jungle Adventures. I made this before the expansion pack came out, but during that week or two when people were uploading videos about the previews and the teaser trailer and all of that, and I was like, I want to do something outdoorsy and jungle adventure-y or whatever. And you could totally put this in I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could probably use this in the jungle adventure world, but you might want to replace one of the, I have one room that's a really artsy room. You could probably replace that with some of the stuff from the new expansion pack. I just don't have the expansion pack yet. I'm not sure if it has been released to the public just yet. I know that YouTubers have it now, but I don't yet. Obviously, because I'm not at that level yet. But anyway, this build was really fun to make, but it was hard. I am really used to making builds that are based off of pictures, so kind of doing one that's just 100% me was kind of scary. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. It just took, if you can't tell by the length of this video, it took me a bit longer. But, you know, I got through it. I did it. And I'm really proud of how it turned out. Although I do have to say that the leaves of the trees get in the way a lot. That was not fun to work with. If I do make a treehouse build in the future, or if you guys want to make a treehouse build, I suggest that you take the trees out and then build around that. Because you'll see in the rest of the build, I move the trees around a lot, or I have to size stuff differently, around the trees, and it was a pain. It was a big pain in the butt, but once again, I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm really proud of it. I wanted to make the build really artsy and colorful, and I think I succeeded. I got to use the mason jar lights, which are some of my favorite lights in the game. I love them. I don't get to use them very often because there's a certain aesthetic that you have to have your build go for, I guess, with these lights, and it's hard to reach that, or it's hard to put them in. It's hard to find builds to put them in, so I was excited to get to use them in this one. The kitchen, I end up redoing it completely, I think, because I just didn't like it. I struggled a lot with this build, trying to make it not too dark, because, you know, it's all very, like, I wanted to make it semi-realistic. Obviously, I don't think you would have a stove, like a fire, like wood-burning stove, in a completely wooden, like, house. I just don't think that's smart. But, you know, like, I tried to make it as realistic as possible. So I made it look like the whole thing was like built, you know, with wood and wooden planks and all of that. So I didn't paint over the walls. I was considering it for the bedroom level, but I decided against it. I actually leave a lot of the walls blank, and I have a reason for that. I pictured the sim that would live in this kind of build to be a very, like, artistic sim, and I even, like, have a big art section in the not this floor, or it was on this floor, but on the other side, um, that I think turned out pretty cool. So yeah, I left a lot of wall space open for, if you guys do choose to use this build, to have the walls free to put your Sims art up, because I love doing that. I think the art that the Sims create is just really cute. Here you actually see me really testing something and making sure that it worked, and I realized that, because I thought it was the curtains that were in the way of the stairway, but I was not right. I was wrong. It was the tree. The stairs ended up going through the tree, so I had to fix that. But yeah, a lot of what I used on this room, I end up changing around quite a bit after I do the other two rooms, I think, because I don't know, I didn't like how it turned out initially, but I wanted to keep it in the video because it shows the process, I think. And I think that's what the most interesting thing is in these build videos, is just seeing the process of a build coming to life. I think it's really cool. Yeah, I use curtains a lot because I wanted to give the illusion that you could, like, close off parts of the build. But I think I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the curtains that are currently in the game. So I change them around a lot, and I end up going with a couple of the same curtains throughout the build. But yeah, I don't know, the rugs and the curtains I'm just not a huge fan of, which is probably why I don't use them very often. I've changed that and I use them a lot now, but I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of them. Here you can see me thinking about painting over the wood, quote unquote, but I changed my mind. I didn't want to do that. But yeah, I put those, like, wall decals on the walls because once again, I wanted the build to seem super artsy, and I don't know, I pictured kind of like Rapunzel, where she would, like, paint on her walls, and I totally pictured the sim that would live here doing that as well. I think I completely, like, changed those. Yeah, I changed the couch. I got to use stuff from I think it's the movie stuff pack or whatever. I really like that stuff pack, but it's hard to use the items from that pack because they're very, they stand out a lot, and sometimes you don't want to have all of your furniture stand out that much, you know. Yeah. I have a cute little reading nook here. I love that. I think that's adorable. Here's where I start to get into my artsy fartsy part of the build. I put in like a woodworking table, and I think I kind of went a little overboard with this because I don't know, I put a lot of artsy stuff around, but I don't know, I thought it looked cute. Like I used those room divider things or whatever they're called because I pictured the sim that lived here, you know, like I said before with the wall decals, I pictured her painting on the little room divider things. And I actually used a cheat here. I think it was show hidden objects.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, to get some of the stuff that you get from, I think, the artist career. Because I thought those pictures are so cool. I put those all over the place. Because I don't know, I think they're really cool. And then I also took a little tip from Deli's handbook and I put the painting on the floor, so or on like really low down, so it looked like it was like just sitting on the floor, leaning against the wall. I also put the tissue box kind of in a weird spot, but I feel like she'd like balance it, you know, so she could use tissues and whatever she's painting. I also put those files, like just to have like a bunch of paper, just to look like it's a bunch of paper, not like a bunch of files, so she could draw the sketches. And then something devastating happened.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Right in the middle of my build, James, the Sim Supply, decided to pop up a video. I guess I looked into it later, and it turns out he was streaming him making a treehouse build. And I didn't watch the stream, but I was kind of heartbroken. But it's fine. This table, it's for still life drawing or painting or art or whatever. I put the little light there so you could like, I don't know, work on shading and stuff. I don't know. I do some art in my free time. I do digital art, so I don't know a ton, but I know like vaguely some stuff to do with art. The stuff that I put on the floor earlier, that just was to look like she got paint all over the place. Oh, and here I'm starting her room. I used this bed because I like the idea of getting to close the curtains around her. Yeah, there I am getting irritated with the tree. I love those curtains that came with, I think, City Living. I think they serve a really cool purpose in this build. It, I don't know, it's nice separation without using an actual wall. And here's the part where I was telling you about with maybe painting over the wood, but I ended up not doing that, obviously. I also wanted to have a pet living here. I don't know, I feel like a cute little dog or a cat would live here. I don't know. I thought it would be nice to have a little companion with your sim, because I'm sure it gets lonely or dark and scary. You need a little protection dog, or what a guard dog. You need a little guard dog to save you from, I don't know, whatever strange Sims decide to wander into your treehouse at night. And I do put windows on this floor just because I wanted this one to be a bit more enclosed, because I'm sure when you're sleeping you don't want like all of the noise happening. So it's loud outside at night. I don't know. I mean, I've never gone camping, so I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know. I'm sure it's not super quiet. The bathroom is pretty big looking back on it. But I don't know. It works, I guess. I realize I made it very weirdly shaped, but it's fine. It works. Um, and then I've just tried to put plants around in, like, interesting vases and stuff because I wanted some greenery in there, as if there's not enough greenery living in a tree. Um, yeah, I love the little pile of suitcases. I think that's really cute. Um, yeah, I realized that I have too much space in this build. That, like, I just didn't know what to do with a lot of the space that I had. So there's a lot of little seating areas, which is, it's fine. Sitting is nice. And the view is so pretty so that it works. I just put the litter box there just to fill out some space. You can get rid of it if you have a dog, or you can get rid of all of the pet stuff if you don't have I don't know, if you don't have a pet with this build. I don't know, I thought that animals belonged in this build. Yeah, here I'm just changing around the kitchen. Like I said before, I don't really like how I initially made it. I think this part of the build was actually the hardest part. I wanted to do some, like, mismatched chairs to look like she had, like, just gotten them from, like, a yard sale or something, or just picked them up off the side of the road, but um, I don't know, they started to look a little too, like, funky, and there wasn't enough continuity, is that the word? I don't know. There was just too much happening in this build, so I just wanted to make something very, like, I don't know if the word's central, but yeah, but I changed the table and chairs eventually. You'll see. Here I'm, like, thinking about changing around um, the not the shelves, oh my gosh, the countertops, because I wasn't sure if I wanted them, because I was trying to lighten up the build, but I end up sticking to the same countertops, I think. But I like them. I like how it turns out in the end. I love that assortment of rugs, but I don't think I use it. I think I just use, like, one little rug. Yeah. I don't know, I was struggling with this kitchen, but I love those lights. I love those lights. Um, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I put a lot of the dog stuff into the build. Here I'm trying to, like, size down the build, but it's just the way that I made it, shaped funky. I don't know. It had a funky shape. I couldn't size it down. But anyway, I put a lot of the dog stuff around the build just to add stuff because it's such a big build. I stick with that table. I love that table. I think it's so adorable. I love it a lot. I kind of wish, like, looking back on it, that I kept those chairs. Because I kind of like the chairs, but also it's a little too blue, I think, over there with the curtains. I don't know. Oh, and so initially this build was over almost, like, 40 minutes long, but then I realized that because I did this over, like, multiple different clips because I had to, like, leave while I was building. I couldn't just sit and finish building all at once. So I ended up putting, like, two of the same, like, really long clips in. So it's a normal length now. At first I thought it was going to be, like, ridiculously long, but it's not that long. Um, yeah, I like those chairs. They're pretty. Um, yeah, here I'm just trying to figure out stuff to put on the walls. I end up putting a bunch of curtains all over the place because I realized like this whole thing is just so open. Like people could just be like staring in the windows at you. Um, so I put a bunch of curtains to like you could close them. I mean, obviously in The Sims you can't, but just like if this were real, like you could close them. So I don't know if you don't want people looking in on you that day, just close them up. I actually had a hard time picking out the curtains because I didn't want them to be too bright because I thought that blue was a little much. So I think I did pink and green. Oh no, on the other side I did pink and blue, and this one I did blue and green, I think. Yeah, but there's the blue that I picked was like it was blue and gray striped, but you can't really tell. So it just looks like a more muted blue than the other one. The other one was like a bit too bright of a baby blue, if that makes sense. But yeah. Here I'm just trying to figure out some sort of separation for the room because I felt like it was a bit too open. I don't know what I end up doing. I think I end up just sticking a curtain there. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on The Sims, but I feel like there's always something that you're looking for that you just can't find, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Oh, I think I put a cute bench next to the table. Yeah, I think, or maybe I was thinking about putting a bench there. I'm not sure. And I put more paintings on the floor because I liked that look. Yeah. That dang tree keeps getting in my way. Oh yeah, I end up closing off the entrance area because I had realized that Sims could just like walk into your house, and sometimes like you don't want Sims, like random Sims just walking into your house. I realized that because when I was testing stuff out, the welcome wagon came, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't want them in my house. I want them to go away. So I closed that off, but it felt kind of claustrophobic, so I think I ended up sticking like a window in there or something. Yeah, oh, there's my cute little bench. I wanted to choose one that looked like she painted it, so I think I end up going with the sunflower one. I love that one so much. It's so pretty. And it's cute. It's so cute. Yeah, I didn't want it to be too closed off. I didn't know how to close it off. So it's a very awkward and tiny room, but I needed a front door, you know? I keep having to stop the audio recording so I can drink some water because my voice is starting to go away. Um, but yeah, I'm drinking from this Yeti mug, which is like my favorite thing in the world. It keeps your stuff either super cold or super hot for like a really long time. It's nice. Not sponsored, obviously. Um, oh yeah, I put this so she could like paint directly on the wall because I love that you can do that in The Sims, and like you can see here, you can actually use that even though I sized it down. So that's exciting. But yeah, you don't have to keep it if you want to take it off and just put some artwork up that The Sims made or whatever. Not sure. Oh, I ended up going with that I think it was from Spa Day, the little soap thing, because I thought it looked more like all natural. I also put little tea packets up because I feel like she's like a tea drinker, you know. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, here we go. I think we're going into screenshots soon. Oh, or maybe not. Oh yeah, I needed to fix, of course, the tree. Obviously, because the tree will be the death of me, I swear. But it works out in the end, I think. Yeah, I tried to put, forgot about this. I wanted to put a bunch of, I don't know, I wanted to make it look like that it was like part of the tree, the tree house. So I think this is from the vampire stuff pack, or vampire expansion pack. I put a bunch of vines and leaves and stuff on the walls. I put some funky windows too. I felt like I guess there weren't enough windows on that floor. Yeah. I just did a lot of layering with the move objects sheet. Oh my god, I just completely covered those windows. It's fine, you can't tell from the inside. Yeah, I layered a couple rugs over here. I did a green one because it kind of looked like grass. I thought that was fun. Yeah, I don't know. I liked the fuzzy rugs in this game. I like them a lot. I wish I had my own super fuzzy rug. Then here I tried to make my own like cluster of mason jar lights because I didn't want to keep using the same one, but I'm not super huge fan of how it turned out. Actually, no, I think it looked cute. Like looking back on it, I think it looked cute. Yeah, and then here I am trying to just make the trees fit in, I guess. Make it look like there's like nature around it. I ended up removing a lot of the trees that I put in because I realized they like clipped through the walls. So that's no fun. But I put a bunch of flowers on the floor so it looked like you were like in the middle of a forest even though you're like just towards the side of Brindleton Bay or wherever you just decided to put this. But yeah, I played around a lot with terrain paints, which was fun. And I just put like a ton of plants on the floor. Because I wanted it to fit in to the idea, I guess. So I used outdoor retreat stuff, which, you know, at least that pack was good for something. I love the flowers that came with Outdoor Retreat. I think they're so pretty, especially those purple ones, because my favorite color is purple. I love those purple flowers, and the little cluster of like, I think they're pink and purple or whatever those little flowers are. I love them. I love them all. I think they're all really pretty. Yeah, flowers and bushes and all that. I think, oh, I love those. I really like the flowers in this game. Props to the animators on that. I really, really love the flowers and the plants. They all are just really pretty. I don't particularly dislike any of them that I know of. Yeah, here I'm just adding some finishing touches to the ground around the trees because there's a bunch of trees so the grass won't be super great. And here are the screenshots. So here's her room. Like I said before, I wanted it to be super artsy, so I put like some butterflies on the wall and stuff, but I still left room for paintings. I love that door. I wish I could use it more often, but it's like really funky. Yeah, bathroom. Yeah, that's the back of a bookcase. I put more pictures on it because I love those pictures, those sketches. I think they're so cool. Here's the art room. I didn't put any carpets there because you would just get paint all over them and you wouldn't want to get paint all over the carpet. I also put a yoga mat in the little pathway between the two sides because I feel like she's a yoga person. I don't know. Yeah, there's Justin Delgado or whatever his name is in the background. I don't know if you saw him there, creeping, staring at some bushes. Yeah, that's so pretty. Imagine just eating there every morning, eating your breakfast there, getting to see those lovely trees outside. And there's the build. I'm really proud of this. But yeah, so here are the overview shots. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. If you like this video, go check out my last build. It was Joey and Chandler's apartment from Friends, and leave any suggestions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.